Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our headquarters. We are a company where safety is our primary commitment. And because of that, I will invite you to see our safety moment of induction. Thank you.
A segurança começa connosco. Sabias que a maioria dos acidentes acontece em contexto doméstico ou de lazer e que apenas uma pequena parte acontece em contexto de trabalho? Na Galp, acreditamos que a segurança está nas nossas mãos. Assumimos o dever de agir de forma responsável, avaliando sempre os riscos e promovendo comportamentos seguros. Por nós, pelas nossas famílias, pelos nossos amigos. Mas também no nosso tempo livre devemos tomar as precauções necessárias para reduzir o risco. Sempre que vou mergulhar, garanto que o faço de forma responsável e cumprindo todos os protocolos de segurança. De acordo com um estudo publicado na revista Safety Science, 25% dos mergulhadores relatam ter passado por pelo menos uma situação de quase acidente durante o mergulho. As causas mais comuns de acidentes são falha de equipamento, erro do mergulhador e condições médicas pré-existentes. Por isso, a primeira coisa a fazer é avaliar o meu estado de saúde e despistar qualquer condição médica pré-existente. Basta um pequeno congestionamento para afetar o bem-estar durante e depois do mergulho. Em situações extremas, pode até causar danos permanentes. Verifico depois as condições do local, se todo o equipamento está funcional. E já lá em baixo, é importante vigiar o ar constantemente, respirar com naturalidade e respeitar a velocidade e os tempos adequados de descida e de subida por causa da pressão. E mais importante, a regra número 1, nunca mergulhe sozinha. Eu levo a segurança para casa. E tu?
Thank you. I hope you enjoy our safety moments, and especially near the next holiday season. Well, dear delegates of the European Network, I hope you are having an extraordinary, successful and enjoyable moment here in our headquarters. And for those who are joining us today, I renew the message that we shared yesterday. We welcome you with open arms as partners sharing the same goals, the same commitments, and the same concerns. We all want energy transition, but we know that energy transition should be fair, affordable, inclusive. And for that, we realize the importance of our collective effort. This network, this kind of workshop are good examples of this effort. It's an honor to welcome you. And my desire is that today we can share opportunities and new ideas and strengthening the pathway that we have in common. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. For those that was with us yesterday, I hope that you had a really pleasant night. We had a really nice dinner. We managed to saw the moon, so that's it's really nice. For those that are with us online, welcome also to this workshop organized by EnR, European Energy Network, and by the International Energy Agency Users Technology Collaboration Program. I really want to thank all the EnR colleagues more deeply involved in the Behaviour conference and this workshop, especially Rebecca from FVO, that spearhead the work of both organization committee and scientific committee has shared the behavior change working group of EnR, together with Adriana from the Energy Saving Trust, vice chair of the working group. Also, thanks to our colleagues at the UsersTCP, namely Sam Tomas, and also, of course, thanking Galp for hosting us again at this great venue. We had opportunity yesterday to see some part of this amazing headquarters. Today we are here at this amazing room. So thank you very much for hosting us. Thank you very much for the commitment, for the partnership that have with ADENE, and I'm sure that we'll remain for the next years. Just to say that last year ADENE took part in an organization on organizing and scientific committees of the Behave 2023 conference. The conference, as expected, was a success, like the previous one, and I'm sure that the next one will be even more relevant and with a bigger success. It was, of course, due to great efforts from our colleagues from NPO and for the entire team. The organizing and scientific committee created bridges also to the North American sister event on behavior change and energy, the BEC conference, with the joint publication of papers in a special issue of Energy Efficient Journal, and also with international energy agencies, as I said, technology collaboration program, working on this topic, the UsersTCP, which resulted in a protocol and MOU between the EnR, the network, and the UsersTCP in organization of this workshop. EnR in the past years really signed several agreements, several MOUs, because we believe that it's important to work within the network, but also it's important to work with other institutions, other networks, other projects, other organizations. So it is a clear example of that work that we've been done in the last years. So today we'll discuss the main outcomes from Behave 2023 last October, as we prepare the 25 in Paris. Next one will be in Paris. This discussion, I think it's from utmost importance to define our main topics for next year conference. To define our main questions, which will allow us to strategize, to find the necessary stakeholders, to bring them on board, find the right partners that can help us to create really a path forward, our just transition pathways, and to address this important issue that is Behave. So I hope this workshop will inform EnR, our partners and other stakeholders that are here today to improve our action moving forward. Really thanks for all the speakers that we have, that we will have during this workshop here in presence, those that we have online. We have several workshops on several speakers online. We have other people attending online. It's modern times. We are used to have workshops and conference with people's online, people in presence. I prefer to be here in presence, but of course that we must be open to these new ways of participating. So welcome everyone, and I'll pass the floor. Before I pass the floor to Rebecca, we have a message from our minister. We have a new government since this April. Our Minister of the Environment and Energy just want to give a brief message of welcome to all of you. So see if we can pass the message, and then I'll pass the floor to Rebecca. Thank you.
Good morning. On behalf of the Portuguese government, I welcome you to this workshop hosted by the European Energy Network, of which the Portuguese Energy Agency is an active member. These events provide an opportunity for energy agencies to share knowledge and experience as they pledge, ensure energy efficiency, foster renewable energies, promote climate action and sustainable development. This is a mission that agencies perform by engaging with the public and the private sectors, from individual citizens and local communities to international networks. And this work is very important. The European Union is committed to reduce its net greenhouse gas emissions by at least 55% by 2030 under the European climate law. The Fit for 55 package and the governance regulation will ensure an integrating plan, implementation and monitoring of the green transition. On top of this, we must accelerate technology development and deployment and to invest in infrastructures. However, the key for the success relies on changes in the behavior. As EIA states in its report, Net Zero by 2050, it is the people who drive demand for energy-related goods and services. Societal norms and personal choices play a important role in steering the energy system into a sustainable path. National energy agencies are already committed to reduce demand through energy efficiency and behavior change. National governments must enable this process with regulations, standards, market-based instruments and information and awareness campaigns. Still, energy agencies will always be a key stakeholder for these measures to be successful. They can build and foster collaborative bridges between the public and the private sectors, reach individual citizens, cooperate with local authorities, different sectors, business, schools, and relevant stakeholders. Allow me to finish with a compliment to our energy agency, ADENE, our Portuguese energy agency, for the good work done until now in 22-23 in the presence of the European Energy Network. As the Portuguese Minister for Environment and Energy, I am proud to have you as partners, and I look forward to continuing to work with you and all the European energy agencies in our common goal of achieving a sustainable and just energy transition. Thank you very much.
Well, what an honour to take the floor after the Minister of Energy and Climate. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this EnR TCP Users Workshop. It's my pleasure and privilege to welcome you all, and I really would like to express my thanks to ADENE for making this happen, for hosting this, and to Galp for hosting this in this beautiful, wonderful, sustainable building. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rebecca van Leeuwen. I am from Netherlands Enterprise Agency RVO, and I'm currently chairing the Behaviour Change Working Group, EnR. And I'd also like to say a welcome to all of you online. I heard this morning, I think we have about 160 people online, which is fantastic. And I think we have some 40 people in the room. And we decided this time to go for a hybrid event because the conference in Maastricht was an in-person event. We didn't have any online sessions. So we thought this time we'd open it up to those who perhaps can't travel to Lisbon. And we even have our speaker from New Zealand who will be talking to you in a few moments. So bear in mind, it's evening with her. So very happy to have her on board as well. Oh yes, I have to mention that the session is being recorded. So the video of the session and authorised speaker presentations will be made available in the EnR channels, the website, YouTube and social media. Your cameras and microphones are switched off by default. And for those of you online, you may pose questions via the Q&A box, addressing them to specific speakers or to the panels. And of course, if you like a particular question, if you see a question that's already been posed, you can press the like button to signal that you want the topic to be addressed. Okay. So just to start, I would like to tell you something about the Behaviour Change Working Group and go into just very briefly about the success of the Behaviour conference held last year in Maastricht in the Netherlands. Then I'll tell you a little bit about the best practices catalogue on behaviour change projects and tell you something about some follow-up activities that we've been working on. So the main goal of this workshop is to bring the lessons learned and behavioural insights, mainly from the research community, to policymakers to facilitate dialogue between all the different stakeholders involved. So really to apply the knowledge and expertise to real-life situations, because there's so much research, so much work going on, and it's important that we don't just put it in a drawer, but we speak out and disseminate and discuss and learn from each other. This is a slide showing the members, all the energy agencies who are members of the Behaviour Change Working Group. Recently have 2 new members from Germany, ADENE, and also MEKH, the Hungarian agency, which we're very happy about, and we're always open for new members. just to tell you what the main objectives are of the working group, to keep members up to date with the latest policy developments and the latest work of other relevant networks, capacity building and enhancing the knowledge of ENR members on the topic of behaviour change, raising the profile of behaviour change amongst policy stakeholders so that behaviour change is considered more systematically within energy policy design and the implementation process, and also to strengthen the cooperation with the TCP users of the IEA and other relevant networks. And here you can see the link to our website. Just briefly on the conference, I think many of you were there in Maastricht. I see many familiar faces, and I know many of you online, especially from TCP users, were very involved and submitted many abstracts and papers. So the main theme of the conference was scaling up behaviour change in the light of the energy and climate crisis, and it was a really great networking opportunity. So the main goals were to share the latest behaviour change research and how it's being applied, promote and put it into practice, to show new insights into behaviour change research that can help speed up achieving the climate goals, and also to promote a kind of multidisciplinary approaches by enhancing cooperation between researchers, practitioners, and between governments, business, and other relevant organisations, so all the stakeholders, and to strengthen collaboration also between the younger and the older generations working in research and applications of behaviour change. Just to pick out a few highlights, we had close to 450 participants, a very good geographic coverage. So we had people from all over Europe, also from India, from the US, from Canada, Singapore. So it was really international. We had representation of all the target groups, so academia, government, and companies. We had a total of 55 parallel sessions, so a varied program with some more scientific oriented programs and some more practically oriented. We had keynote speakers from the IEA, from the European Commission, DG EnR, from the ENR presidency, ADENE, and also from University Nova School, Business School of Lisbon, and also University of Groningen. The proceedings, they contain close to 200 abstracts and about 50 papers, so it's a big document. You can download it from the ENR website, and all the papers and abstracts were evaluated by a scientific committee consisting of members from the ENR and energy agencies, but also from academia, from many universities, from Europe and also from New Zealand. And a main highlight as well was that we signed this memorandum of understanding between the ENR and TCP users. And so we were very happy that this was possible. And so this is one of our first collaborative events with TCP users. This is just to give you an impression, some photos, and there's a little, you can click on this and you can see a little video of the conference. And there's also a link here to the proceedings, so you can download them. Something about the catalogue. We also published a catalogue of best practices on behaviour change projects and programmes for ENR agencies. This came out in November 23, so in conjunction with the conference. And a big thank you to Adriana from Energy Saving Trust, who led this whole process and did an analysis as well of all the work carried out. The first edition came out a couple of years ago. So this was like an update. So we have case studies from 14 ENR member agencies, 7 updates, and 23 new best practices. So that's a good result. And the main types of programs were awareness campaigns, programs on advice, behavioural intervention, education, and research projects. And here you have you can scan this QR code to get your copy. Just briefly on a few follow-up activities we've been carrying out since the conference. So we have this big conference and then everybody forgets about it. No, we want to carry on and do as much as we can to scale up behaviour change. So we've been carrying out a quick scan of the proceedings and the abstracts and papers. And in fact, as a preparation for this workshop today, those who will be talking to you later, panels, have been carrying out a scan of all the papers and abstracts on the relevant topics. Also, we had a special edition in the EnR newsletter on behaviour change back in February. In April, we also had our first collaborative event with TCP Users Academy. So they have this Academy webinar where people are invited to give presentations on various topics on behaviour change. And this was on the green skills gap. So we had presentations from the Swiss Energy Agency and also from EnR, from the Italian agency. Then, of course, our next follow-up is today's workshop. Also to mention, we have, I'm happy to say, close to 20 papers will be published in the special issue of the Energy Efficiency Journal. And Marta Lopez will tell you more about that later in her presentation, since she is leading the editorial board of the journal, special issue. Also this year, decided yesterday at our regular meeting for EnR, we're going to organise a webinar on best practices on behaviour change, projects and programmes of EnR, and look at how we monitor them. So this will tell you, we'll provide you with the link once we set this up. I'm very happy to announce that the 8th edition of the Behave conference will be held in Paris, hosted by our friends, our colleagues from ADENE. Thank you very much. And this is the tentative date, apparently, so it possibly could change, but it probably will be 11th and 12th of December 2025. And last but not least, we're also joining forces with, I mean, the EnR has many working groups, not just all about behaviour change. We have working groups on buildings, we have a working group on monitoring, we have a working group on industry, SMEs, on water and the energy nexus. So we are going to join forces with the working group on SMEs, energy efficiency in SMEs, and organise a joint event on behaviour change issues. And that will take place sometime during the course of 2025. So we'll inform you later about that. Now, today's programme, which is what you're all here for. So we're going to jump into the session on just transition, which my colleague René Schullikens from RVO, he will be moderating this session. And then we'll have a coffee break. Then we'll move on to the session on demand flexibility. And this will be moderated by Declan from SEAI, Sustainable Energy Authority Ireland, followed by a lunch break. And then we'll go in the afternoon, we'll have our session encouraging the public acceptance of new technologies, moderated by Adriana from the Energy Saving Trust, the UK. And then we'll have our wrap-up session, which Marianne Pola will moderate at the end of the day. And we must apologise that we started a little bit late. We had a few technical issues, so bear with us on that one. I'm sorry for that. So I'd now like to pass the floor to Sam. Just to say, Sam was supposed to be here, but unfortunately he tested positive for COVID. COVID's still there, unfortunately. Sam, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you to ADENE and to EnR for organising this. It's been great to work with you behind the scenes in advance, and having seen what we've got in store for the rest of today, I think it's going to be a great workshop. And also thanks especially to you, Rebecca, for organising the Behave conference in November. I mean, I know it was a group effort, but you really led that well, and I think it was a fantastic event. I'm so sorry not to be able to join. I was really looking forward to it. Unfortunately, as you said, I'm laid up with COVID, and I'm not the only one who was going to be here, because I see Marta laughing in the background. Both of us were at ECEEE last week, and probably the lunch we shared discussing this workshop may have been responsible for one of us giving it to the other. So there we are. Anyway, as you said, Rebecca, we have a memorandum of understanding in the UsersTCP with EnR. And I think that's because, well, we share some really complementary goals. Like you, we're an international organization, and we really understand the benefits of international collaboration, sharing knowledge, expertise, and experiences to make our own policies and implementation better. And our mission is to provide socio-technical evidence to support policy making to accelerate the energy transition. And I think that really aligns well with the topic of today's workshop, and indeed the work of the Behaviour Change Working Group more generally. I mean, essentially, we look in our TCP, our Technology Collaboration Programme, at the interaction between people and energy technologies, whether that's about take-up, about technology use, about the public acceptance of technologies, and indeed the inclusivity and equitable outcomes associated with the energy transition and the technologies associated with it. Now, how do we do that? We do that by undertaking international collaborative research, operating as part of a network of TCP's technology collaboration programs, working under the auspices of the International Energy Agency. So there are about 38 TCPs. Many of them are focused on a particular technology. We have this sort of cross-cutting aspect, which enables us to look across different technologies and their interaction with people. And when I speak a little bit later in the section on flexibility, you'll hear something about how we're working with other TCPs on that topic. Now, during the rest of today, I think we've got some great presentations lined up from both the EnR side and from the UsersTCP side. You're going to hear from 3 of our tasks, and the tasks are essentially the mechanisms through which we do our international collaborative research. We've got one task leader presenting on a different task during each of the 3 sessions, and I will also mention another 3 of the tasks during the flexibility session. So look, I don't want to hold us up anymore because, as you said, Rebecca, we're running slightly behind time. So just to say, we're really delighted to be able to help you in EnR in co-designing today's agenda. And I'm sure it's going to be a very enlightening workshop. So Rebecca, back to you.